Alright, we're back. We got round number 2 just about to begin here. So both of these guys have gotten themselves reset. We got Wolv21 with a 1-0 lead right now over JimDrizzle. And again, that is the 6th seed leading the number 3 seed who set these rules for the race. So again, can we see a second upset tonight that could set up a lot of rematches next week in the NFC? We'll get to that in a little bit here. Wolv going to look for a 2-0 win though. Jim again going to look to tie this up at 1 apiece, force a game 3 if he can. We're going to race through Shale one more time. So again, whoever takes out the devil first is going to get that point at the bottom of the screen. Same boiler rules still apply along with those extra ones that you see listed out on Spazbot right now in those imager links. So, also banned are Mom's Knife, Brimstone, Blue Candle, Miter, Relic, Compass. Geez, I'm forgetting something now. I gotta click over here, sorry. What else am I forgetting? Emperor card and also Crystal Ball. Again, also with rules, if you see a either passive item or space use item, you have to take them immediately. Also have to take all unidentified pills. So if you see a pill, you have to take it off the bat. So we've seen this really play a lot of benefit for Jim so far. Didn't win that first round, but got a lot of great pills out of it. Wolv actually found the PhD, though didn't have that to play any effect in round number 1, believe it or not. And again, there you see the click to tweet link. You also see that catguard.net link will get you into both Wolv and Jim's channels side by side. So definitely hit both of these guys up. Wish them both good luck. Jim needs this win here, so wish him more luck at this point because he's going to need this to force game 3. So off and running Virus for JimDrizzle. Again, you have to take any passive items, so that'll give him Poison Touch. Again, you can reset off the bat if you want to, but they don't always do it. Crack the Sky, we're both off and running, so Wolv gonna take it, replace his poop. Again, cannot pick the poop back up. Not that he'll cry about it, but that's the rule. You find a space use item, you replace the one you have. You can't take it back again. So he'll take Crack the Sky for random beams of light coming out of the sky to do damage to anything that walks through him. And again, both finding their boss fights will be into the same room momentarily. We got Black Widow for JimDrizzle. And the Magician card will give him homing shots, whatever room he uses it. And Wolv gonna, there you see, Crack the Sky. How did that not hit the Duke of Flies, that first one? Huh. Gonna call shenanigans on that. I'm pretty sure that landed, but okay, sure. Anyways, so again, both about, we were about halfway through on Jim's side, or excuse me, on Wolv's side, just about done for Jim. And again, it's a lot riskier to take any damage, because as you see, those red heart spawns, you can't pick them up. You have no red heart containers on Blue Baby. Alright, but stem cells, again, any red heart container, what normally would be a red heart container up, actually gives you a blue heart instead. So not quite as valuable, but always nice to have extra health. There you see that Poison Touch. Anything that touches Jim gets a poison damage over time, which in this case instantly killed that spider. Man, these crappy items, Cat o' Nine Tails, shot speed increase, so his shots travel faster to Wolv's on the left side, and he's on down to his second floor looking for a key for that item room he's come across already. What's up, JRW? Goodbye, Knock. Have yourself a good one. Yep, it basically just did like the slightest bit of damage. What's up, Trance? How you doing tonight? Alright, so Pinky Eye now on JimDrizzle's side. It's going to give him poison effect every so often randomly on his tiers. Excuse me, you'll see a green tier pop out. And let's see if we can happen to get one here where it actually shows. There we go. So right as I finish my sentence, we finally get one. Wow, there we go. Crack the Sky finally being a bro as Monstro moved himself into it. Thank you. That's about a good 50% damage on Wolv's side, and now you see why that's actually a very useful item. And again, in the same room here, we got another boss fight. I almost called him champion because he was glowing green. It's Famine. He's not a champion version for Jim, but let's all say, Also, this poison sucks. But again, Jim will wind up with a cube of meat. We got Squeezy for Wolv, and oh wow. And that devil deal banned Mom's knife, so he can't take that one, even though he really wanted stabby time, did Wolv. He'll move on to his second floor, left Guppy's paw behind. So again, a little bit tough to do, but you don't want to spend 3 soul hearts for something that does absolutely nothing other than give you 1 of 3 pieces of Guppy. So a real risk there is not too much more chance for Guppy to be built for Wolv. He has to find the remaining 3 pieces. But not worth spending those hearts, and I don't blame him. Wolv has not bought a single devil deal yet tonight, and I'm not exactly positive he ever will. Because he's seen some really nice stuff. Yeah, Guppy's Paw is Blue Baby. Totally worth it. It's not. It turns red heart containers into 3 soul hearts each. Obviously, you don't get any, so you basically don't get a single use out of that. But it's 1 to 3 pieces of Guppy, so it could be worse. I'm finding the bright side of things here, but it could be worse. Yep, you'd also have to keep it instead of the, why can't I think of the name now? Crack the Sky that he's using. So again, I don't blame Wolv. Again, I'd love to get Guppy, especially in this type of race, but I don't want to spend the hearts, and I definitely don't want to replace what's been doing really good damage and Crack the Sky for him. So I can't see that being the case. Again, if you guys haven't seen the rules, remember, if you come across another space use item, you have to replace it. Devil deals and stores are slightly different. Those are off limits to the rules here. But we get this listed out, hopefully. There we go. Those 2 imager links will show you exactly what's up. So if you find another space use item, you replace the one you have and you cannot pick it back up. So you're taking whatever the new one is with you. In this case, that would have been Guppy's Paw for Wolv, and yeah, no thanks. You just saw Crack the Sky really rip through Duke of Flies yet again. He'll grab himself another health up, and a God Room this time. Oh, wow, with Holy Grail, almost called it Fate, but Holy Grail yet again, so another health up, and flying ability for Wolv, meaning he'll backtrack, at least grab that bomb. Woo. And guard himself that couple of soul hearts out of his item rock. Let's see, where's that item room at? Well, not this way. That may kind of concede going for it here for Wolv. He may just skip on down to the next floor. Yeah, Wolv's passing up on the battle room, at least for the time being, because if there is a passive space use in there, like, or a passive or a space use that he doesn't want, I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but let's say that it's somehow a space use item in there that winds up replacing the Crack the Sky. Wolv has to take it. Even if it's a passive item in there, he has to take it, meaning he has to go through a challenge room. So also had to take that random pill that he didn't know about. Yeah, he has no choice. He has to take $3 bill here. That is technically always passive, I guess. Kinda. Yeah, he really has no choice. So again, that's the rules here today. If you look at that imager link, or those imager links, I should say, any passive item or space use item you have to take when you see it. So $3 bill for Wolv means random tier effects every single time. So every room's going to be something new for him. Yep, exactly. The pickaxe could screw you over. It won't, though, unless it came off of a Judgy. The Judgy's the only way the pickaxe will screw you over. Library, so Book of Sin. Here comes the interesting one. Jim's gonna have to take one of these with him. He takes Necronomicon. Used up that Book of Sin, got himself a key back, if nothing else. But Necronomicon now, as his space use item, will be a one-time use of a death card every few rooms. I think it's every 6. Yeah, the $3 troll. It has its moments of being very useful, but it can really troll you too with, like, My Reflection Tears. So it can really haunt you. But again, stores and devil deals, you don't have to take anything. So even if it is somewhat available to that role, in stores and devil deals, it's always your decision by Jim's rules. So you get to choose there. You don't have to take anything that you see. Even if you have the money, you don't have to take it. And again, same thing with the health and devil deals. You see, Wolv has passed on every single one so far. That's been his choice, and he's had plenty of hearts to buy stuff. Yeah, there you go. Like, if you get number 1 against a boss, like, Starfire makes a really good point right there, and you get some combos you do not want. Alright, Razorblade now going to have to replace that Necronomicon on Jim's side, as that's a new space use item, so he'll take this with. That would damage you to up your damage for the room. But again, with only the 2 soul hearts, even if you were Wolv with the, I can't do math, 8.5 that he has, I still wouldn't use it, ever. Yeah, you get some damage up, and it multiplies your damage exponentially every time. Like, it's still going to keep adding on to that, instead of, like, for example, the devil card Wolv has. You could only get 1 of those, in effect. Whereas, with that razor blade, it just keeps going and going and going. It's the Energizer battery of upping your damage. And remember what I said, kids? If you're on a blue baby run, who are you going to fight? Chad. That's right. So Jim gonna take on Chad. He'll wind up with the oh-so-useless little Chad at the end of this, spawning half red hearts for him every few rooms. Which, again, he can't pick up. And thank you guys for helping out with all the questions, too. I really appreciate it. You guys are freaking awesome with this. So freaking helpful. I love you guys. Seriously, thank you so much for all the help you guys have given this year. And that goes for the racers. That comes from me, too. We cannot say thank you enough. The amount of support you guys have shown, let alone helping out everybody with their questions. I thank you guys. Making my life so much easier. Hey, good morning, Dark. How you doing today? Yep, Team Chad, assemble. So Jim picks up Chad. Again, pretty darn useless for him, but red hearts, sure. Again, you can't pick those up, so whatever. It's kind of laughing at him, but he'll be on to his second boss fight here for the Caves XL, in this case, Yellow Peep. And again, Wolv gonna look around for his second boss fight here. Well, his boss fight for Caves 2, I should say. As that's all he's got left to come across, other than going back for this item room now that he's got his key. And Abel, again, passive item, gotta take it, so that'll follow you around. You're not really so fond of him here in this league, but he's helped out a few times. He'll do the exact opposite of you, though. Notice Wolv's flying right, Abel's flying left. Abel's shooting left while Wolv is shooting right. Everything you do, he does the opposite. And again, 1 heart container, 1 more soul heart to the right there. A little bit of damage increase, not tears up with that meat. And Jim's gonna move on down to his depth, so slight time advantage for him, as Wolv is still yet to find his boss fight here. Also with this loading screen error, let's see if Jim doesn't happen across an XL floor. And again, no such luck with that. Does get an expansion version, though. Acropolis with a lot tougher depths enemies here for Jim. Again, with these spawning already, I don't like these extra fly spawners. These get real annoying real fast on you. And we're still just looking around for this boss fight. It's got to be up here somewhere, because this can't have too many more rooms for a Caves 2 level. Like, literally, I'm calling 1 more room after this, and then we'll see it connected. If not, it's the next room. To the left, to the left. There we go. Haha, yeah, I just made a musical joke, and it was terrible, and I apologize. Wolv with an interesting one. He would have wanted this in the next room, so freeze effects is he's got Mom's contacts enacted off a $3 bill. And here you see why he doesn't want it in this room. It actually freezes those turrets in a downward position sometimes, but can help you out and put them in the upward position, too, just like that. Would have really helped against the boss fight, though. But moving in, he's going to face Gertie. There you see, very nice. Again, with Crack the Sky playing a lot of damage for Wolv. Whew. Also, nice dodge there against that shot. How did that not hit him? Nice, Arian. I know a lot of people that either have, like, Spelunky tones or Binding of Isaac stuff like that dime chime for ringtones. Which is kind of cool, actually, because I got my buddy into playing this a little bit after he watched a couple of these, like, you know, on replay, and he was like, dude, I just finally saw what you did, and this is actually pretty cool, so I bought the game because it was so cheap. He's like, what is with that dime sound, dude? Like, the second I heard that, I'm like, I have to get this, and he made it his text message sound, so... Like, he played the game for 1 day, heard the dime chime, and was like, must have. Can Abel absorb damage like an orbital? No, he cannot. Alright, again, what would normally, as you go down to the next floor, give you a full red heart container there with that half an eternal heart for Wolv. He's gonna grab this heart. Watch this, though. That's actually gonna become a blue heart for him. Assuming that it actually fires, because with XL floors, I've seen this glitch. Anytime now, Flash. Come on. today. I hate when Flash does this. I can't wait for next season when it's off of Flash and we don't get these loading screen errors anymore. Anytime. There we go. So pop it on through. Let's see. Come on, give him something good. At least don't give him an Acropolis floor. That's all we're asking for. And of course it did. So becoming a full blue heart instead of a red heart container for Wolv was that half an Eternal already had. So he's sitting at 10 hearts right now. And Jim just at 1.5 on his side. So with that time advantage, he's cleared out most of the steps 1 already. And only with this one way left to check, knows where he's headed to a certain extent. Dude, Darren, I cannot wait, man. Oh my god, I can't wait to not have this be in Flash. So much more stuff that Edmund wanted to put in. It's gonna get tougher and trollier because there's more things that Edmund couldn't put into this game that he wanted to. See, more unidentified pills means Wolv has to take them. In this case, a pretty fly. Very nice again. And, oh, we gotta finally replace Crack the Sky, but a very good way to do it. We got Game Kit for Wolv for his second to last item. That's going to turn him into Pac-Man, allow him to eat enemies, and it would normally give you a chance to heal you for half a red heart when you did that. You don't really have red heart containers to fill, so part of the usefulness out the window, but again, very nice. You're invincible at the time, and you deal a lot of good contact damage to enemies with it. So definitely not a bad way to replace it by any means. But Crack the Sky, we wave goodbye to you. You've been a pro. Again, with the rules here, you have to replace space uses the second that you see a new one. So let's say that, again, stores are a little bit different with that. It's not, the rule is not applied in stores or Devil Deals. But let's say that that happened to be a library up top for Wolv. If he went in there, he would have to take one of the 2 books with him out of there instead of the Game Kit. Store's completely different story, though. Doesn't have enough money to worry about it, so Wolv not even going to bother. Going to move right on to the left and find his boss fight here for Depths 1. And again, Jim's found both item room and boss fight. Still working on that 1.5 hearts, though. Would really like to see maybe the Rosary pop out of here. I don't think he'd... Oof, did he kill that at the right time? Oh, God. Well, Mom's Pills has to replace... Oh, Lord, this is going to get interesting, isn't it? So Mom's Pill Bottle means lots of unidentified pills if Jim uses that all the time. He doesn't have to use the space use on it. But again, remember, rule number 3 is that all unidentified pills have to be eaten on the spot. So this could get very, very scary very quickly for him. Oh, wow, another interesting Devil Deal. We got Spirit of the Night, and again, that Guppy for 9 lives. Wolv wanting no part of it yet again, has yet to buy a single Devil Deal item with his blue Soul Hearts tonight. And at this point, it's paid off. He's on down to his depths, too, with a slight time advantage over JimDrizzle, who's fighting off Bloat right now. And still at his 1.5 hearts, so he's playing this slightly safe and doing a great job of it to this point. Woo-hoo-hoo. And that's why you move out of the way when you see Bloat spawn in blood. Good timing by Jim right there to get out of that damage. Wolv still could have gotten in, but he needed a bomb to do so. So if he didn't have flying, that would have cost Wolv a bomb to even look at that Devil Deal. And at that point, I don't think he would have even gone in, quite honestly. Like, I really think he was just hoping to find Krampus in there and maybe get himself a little bit of damage up with the coal. But other than that, I don't think Wolv's buying anything in his Devil Deals, because Mom's Knife is outlawed. He's already seen it tonight, couldn't buy it. Brimstone's outlawed. Other than maybe replacing 2 of his 3 hearts that he spent on the pack to get a little bit of damage and fire rate increase, I don't think he's going to buy anything. I really don't. And yeah, we raced through Shale in round 1 of the playoffs here. So tonight and tomorrow we go through Shale. Round 2 next week we go through Cathedral, and then the conference finals and the grand finals we go through Shale. Or excuse me, we go through Shale again. We go through the chest in the finals and the conference finals. And again, sorry, my internet's being a bit of a dipstick at the moment, so that's why you saw that little lag ball for a second. Oh, Comcast on a Saturday night. Why are you so drunk? Because everybody in my neighborhood's just downloading stuff like it's going out of style. This is what happens when you have cable internet, guys. So every now and then it's going to happen. I apologize for it, but welcome to the internet. Nope, not all Blue Baby, actually. Whoever's got the better record going in. So whoever's got the better playoff seeding. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to think of a good way to phrase that, and I've yet to come up with a good one. Basically, whoever has the most wins in the regular season going into their matchup gets to choose what character they use and what rules they race by. So again, every single matchup is very important. Whoever's got that higher seed, like number 1 Slackolicus and Cobalt Streak, know that they've got home field advantage all the way until the finals. Wherein Cobalt's actually, at the moment at least, because yeah, we're doing it off a regular season, Cobalt's got the overall home field because he lost less matches within, or less rounds within matches than Slack did. So Cobalt's got home field advantage all the way through the playoffs, Slack would up until the finals. Other than that, everything else is up in the air for people, except for the number 2 seeds next week. Know that they have it. Yeah, the better seeding. That's really about the best way to say it, honestly. I can't think of a better way to describe that, so that's about the best you get. Alright, so Jim's sitting on a Sun card. Yes, that is legal in this race, by the way. That has not been outlawed, so that would be a full map and compass reveal. Normally a full red heart heal, which, again, that's out the window. But let's see here, we got Brother Bobby, so yet another passive follower. Yet more damage up, though, base damage coming off of those tiers. Jim has to take this one again, because he walked into a challenge room. We got another skeleton key, so infinite, well, not infinite, but 99 keys now for Jim. Pretty hard to run out of those. He may actually consider popping more pills trying to get a bombs or key pill at this point. I wouldn't mind having 99 keys if I were him. Interesting, but again, you have to take every passive item you come across, so in this case in a challenge room, there's no exception to that. You have to take it and go through the challenge room as Jim. And let's see, tons of money. Let's get a Judgy Please. I wasn't sure if Wolv was going to play that or not, but let's get a Judgy Please for him. Ooh, Jim down. Globbins. Mellow. Where's the Globbin hate? Jim all the way back down to beginning here, and that leaves Wolv a very, very big advantage. So it's, oh wow, let alone that treasure map. That's not on the banned list, believe it or not. So he's asking Jim right now just to make sure, but that is not on the banned list, so Wolv is going to take it and get to see his full mini-map as he goes into the next room. So Judgy, thank you. He's also going to go ahead and gamble a little bit here. Ooh, he does have a purple slot machine. Alright, Justice card, one of every type item. And not going to bother with gambling on anything else. Ooh, Harlequin Baby. So yet another good follower, firing out those V-pattern tiers, and JimDrizzle's off and running with this new run. Yeah, damn you, Globbins. Something about the Globbins this year, man. They keep getting shot into our racers and killing them. It's been so cheap. But that's at least the 3rd time I've seen a Globbin do something like that. Mello got really cheap with his, though. That's why I pointed him out. And again, Magic 8 Ball is shot speed. Ooh, higher font. That'll work out nicely. So that'll be 2 soul hearts for Jim. And Wolv was trying to fly over that one open spot there. Just barely missed it and got masked. And with homing tiers in this room, that's actually kind of trolling Wolv. Because if that goes after a mask, you're not doing any damage to it. Technically, you can kill those first, but it's kind of hard to do. They have a lot more health than the hearts do. Alright, more pills. Wolv hasn't seen these yet. Oh god, and they're telepills. Thankfully, he found those a little bit earlier. It doesn't really matter in Womb 2, though. Again, if you're going to Shale anyways, yeah, that could have paid off. But again, having to take all unidentified pills right off the bat, Wolv found himself as telepills, and I bet we don't see him use those ever again. And again, holding on to remote detonator. We've seen that plenty tonight. He gets to choose when his bombs explode. There's that boss fight. Ooh, wow. I didn't think that green shot was going up top, but apparently it did. So we got a Mom's Foot on the other side of the store for Wolv. Question is, do you bother with that cursor room? Answer is, no you don't. So moving on in, Wolv's got himself his Depths 2 boss fight, Mom's Foot. And again, regular gray version of her, so nothing but normal level enemy spawns. And again, does get a little bit trolly if a lot of those build up, but nothing too scary here. And a little bit more health up as Jim goes into yet another challenge room, in this case, Blood Challenge Room. Normally you can only get into it if you have 1 or less red hearts remaining. And if you think about it again, with Blue Baby, you don't have any. So that's technically less than 1. 0 is less than 1, even if it's not a legitimate number. Seriously, try to divide by 0. Have fun. No, really, go for it. We had an entire, month worth of one of my math classes explaining why you can't technically divide by 0. And of course, we had the one kid that didn't believe it, so that's why we had a month worth of arguing it. Well, you can totally divide by 0. The answer is 0. Like, no, it's not. Yeah, math with crumbs. Now you understand why I don't know it well, because we spent a month in my high school math class explaining why you can't divide by 0. That was worthy of spending a month on. He could have just told me can't divide by 0, and I go, okay. End of story. So let's see, more pills. Bombs are key. There we go. Jim found him a little bit late. That's what we were hoping for last time, is he could have switched out those 99 keys. But instead, in this case, flips out 1 key and 1 bomb. So with that box of items, 1 everything also has Kane's Eye for a chance at a compass reveal. 1 of 4 chances you go onto a new floor that it shows it to you. First things first, though, we'll be back for this item room. Yeah, I knew what you meant, no game. Alright, so there you can see Jim moving on down to his next floor. Got himself that 1 extra health increase as well. Excuse me again, sorry. And again, Wolv just about, to finish off Mom's foot, though, down to 3 hearts on his side as she stomps on him yet again. And there's that last 5 to 10% health. Jim not going to bother. Again, no key yet, mind you, but not going to bother with this library quite yet, at least. This almost brings up a good point. Do you go for your item room, or do you go into that library? We'll make that 2 hearts left on Wolv's side. Make that 1.5 left. And there's 2 of them coming back, so 1 health container, a little bit of damage up. Excuse me, another health for him. Got Polaroid as well, so now if Wolv gets hit, every single time that gives him a 5-second damage shield. Moving on down to his wound, getting another loading screen error. And if Flash ever decides to be a bro, anytime now. Really, Flash, today. God, I can't wait for Rebirth. God, I can't wait for Rebirth. God, I can't wait for Rebirth. There we go. So flashing on through. Pun intended. See what type of floor Wolv gets out of this. All right, normal wound 1. Oh, wow, so many places for that boss fight. I'm going to say far left side. Wolv, it looks like, is going to head over to the right, so let's see who's right here. Let's see, after this and 2 more rooms, we'll find out. Ooh, Wolv down to 2.5 hearts, though. There you see that 5-second damage shield, thanks to Polaroid. And wow, to this room is just being evil, down to 1.5 hearts. He really wants to find himself an arcade if he can. My reflection also not helping. That $3 bill really screwing Wolv over from time to time. And again, the severe lack of damage also not exactly helping him here. So let's see, Jim on into his caves. Jesus. Again into his caves 1 boss fight, and it's going to happen on one side or the other. Ladies and gentlemen, say hi to the troll, Shad. This guy just wants attention tonight. He doesn't show up like all season for the guys when they need him. But nope. When you can't use the red hearts that little Chad spawns, you're going to get him every run. Never, ever fails. I swear. Let's see, how accurate was Wolv with this guess? He's down to half a heart, could really use that boss fight here. Wow, there it is, so good internal compass on Wolv's side. Though yet again, Screaming Babies, yeah, that's what they'll do. Screaming Babies getting the best of Wolv yet again, so he's back to the beginning. Jim into a caves, into a caves 1 devil deal. Yeah, I was gonna say that nail may wind up being taken, indeed it will. Every time Jim uses that, you see he gets 1 soul heart out of it, gets to crush every rock in the room, and also gets damage up on his tiers. So really good way to get a lot of extra health here. And again, with the rules, every space use item you find, you have to replace your old one with. You can never take the old one back, but we got the Unicorn Horn. You're not going to take the poop back, mind you. But either way, Unicorn Horn you see being used right here by Wolv. You get to actually run into enemies and do damage for a good 7 seconds. I think it's 5, actually. Ooh, unidentified pills. 3 luck down, so Wolv won't have to worry about the other 2. But would have to take, I should say, the yellow and white one. Not gonna bother, though. He's just gonna wind up resetting this. And speaking of that same thing, that follower brigade continues on Jim's side. We got Robo Baby now following him around, too, to shoot out those technology tiers, that laser you see. Immediate devil deal over on, yeah, nothing you can do about it either, mind you, but yeah, immediate devil deal for Wolv. Again, notice without enough hearts, nothing he can do about buying these. I think you just crapped on that devil deal. Wolv, did you just crap on that devil deal? Really? Really? I saw that. Because I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So again, Wolv gonna reset here. He's, well, thinking about it at least, but gonna wind up resetting on that remote detonator. And looking for probably anything with some sort of health up, especially, or damage up, I should say, knowing full well that Jim's got that nail in tow. Yeah, a little chubby. There's a good damage increase, so good follower there on Wolv's side. Again, you see that fires out and chews up anything in its path. And again, that'll fire out in whatever direction your tears go. There's the issue. If the enemy moves at that last second, it'll troll you, just like that. There we go. There's what happens when Chubb hits, so you do a lot of good damage, actually, every time. And again, that Joker card would teleport Wolv into a God Room or Devil Deal, whichever existed on the floor. Here you see that nail usage. Jim getting more health and more damage for this room. And Wolv into his new first boss fight against Steven. Which, there we go, when this lines up. There we are. I'm gonna say Chubb should rip through both of these parts, but 1 of 2 items coming out of this for Wolv. And he'll either get a tear damage up to her, or he'll wind up with a follower with homing tears. First things first, though, Jim's got to deal with one of the more time-consuming mini-boss fights. And you notice just when you think you got this dead, nope, it keeps splitting. I hate this fight so much. Jim doing a great job, though, as he's ripped through everything in quick, short order. And there's that follower, so the follower brigade on both sides continues, and we got different ones all over the place. Little Steven now will fire out those homing tears. And speaking of those bombs or key pills, so being that Jim knew what they were from before, you don't have to eat pills that you've already identified right off the bat. You can do that whenever you want to, or if you want to, for that matter. So hang on to this for the time being, be able to use up some keys, but be able to switch those out to bombs whenever he wants. And Peaky Eye again on Jim's side. There you see those green tears. Wow, lots of them in a row, actually. That was handy. So it's going to fire out random poison ability on your tears. Nice angle there on Little Chubb on Wolv's side. So yeah, he got some health up out of this challenge room, but again, if you see any sort of passive item like that, you have to go through your challenge room and you have to take it. So unidentified pills, this time fire rate increase with tears up for Wolv. You'd love a bomb for that item rock. And he'd love to make up some time as JimDrizzle's onto his Caves 2 boss fight. So he's taking on Champion Hollow. Again, you see Robo Baby doing a lot of extra work here. Can hit every piece of this all at once. Okay, to the guy literally that put a freaking scooter motor on his bicycle that you might have heard outside, that sounds horrible, and please stop. Alright, once again on Mushroom, finally something with an actual, like, on your character item. So, capped out fire rate, a little bit of damage down now for Wolv, and he's looking kind of nice on his side. Though again, both would love to see some health up here. And Wolv moving into his second boss fight, everybody's favorite horseman, let's all say. To Famine once again, if you would. And thank you, Twitchy. Thank you, man. How you doing tonight? Appreciate the compliment, though, dude. And let's see, Jim gonna grab speed belt, or the speed belt. Let me try that again. That's a legitimate thing too, which is funny. Either way, gonna grab the belt, which gives him movement speed increase. Yeah, Wolv gonna move down to his second floor as well. Wow, my brain just turned to mush all of a sudden, right? Oh, he's gonna get the speed belt. All right, store. Ooh, actually a store too. Check that out. Uh-oh. Habit on Jim's side, we have an item synergy from hell brewing over here on Jim's. So, every time with the habit that you get hit, you get a half a charge on your space use item. Meaning, if you get hit twice, you get to use your space use item. Think about what I just said there. Jim has the nail. That spawns one full soul heart for you every time. He's invincible until the womb. That's a scary, scary proposition for Wolv right now. Jim can't basically die until the womb. He can take as much damage as he wants. And again, there's that half a charge on the first hit. If he gets hit again, that'll charge it up completely for Jim. And again, he may actually want to take damage and then use it, get another one charge on his item. There's a lot of ways that you can make this play to your advantage. Alright, more bombs or key pills. Wolv took those right away because he didn't know what it was. And again, unidentified pill again, you have to take. But he'll hang on to the fish head and Joker here. Fish head, if he gets hit, will spawn one friend till the end fly for him randomly. What's up, Coast? How you doing? Alright, so Wolv quickly coming across this Caves 1 boss fight to finish this off. And right on the other side of the door, we'll see who this is. No, champion enemies hit you for one full heart. Anything in the womb and beyond hits you for one as well. Oh, so Jim now has to replace, again, his rule just screwed him here. So there's the last time that he gets to use that nail. So one last soul heart for him. Jim has to replace his nail. Again, his rule says if you find a new space use, you replace the one you have and you can't ever pick it up again. That's his rule, guys. And again, one of the banned items, the relic showing up for Wolv, so he has to move on down to his caves too. But Jim's build just got a lot less scary. So again, now the unicorn horn, every time that uses that, gives him 5 seconds of invincibility and damage deal. And again, there's your reasoning why now, once you get certain items, you may just want to skip over item rooms and such. And yeah, that just came back to haunt Jim. Alright, so this basically makes going into the item room worthwhile for Jim, but I think he may at least try to use up that charge on his unicorn horn, just in case he finds another replacement for it. So my guess would be we'll see that boss fight now. Indeed we will. And he'll face, war here, champion war for that matter. So being invincible, we'll just get those 2 soul hearts out of this. Thank you very much to that troll bomb. And again, he'll wind up with a cube of meat, so his first orbital, believe it or not, on Jim's side after this fight. Hey, Tanner, what's up, man? How you doing, sir? Alright, so excuse me, Jim. Wow, I can talk. Jim just about done with this war fight. Excuse me. There's that cube of meat, so let's see. I'm guessing item room, and indeed, that's exactly what he's going to do. So I like Jim's use there of that unicorn horn, just in case he finds a way to replace it. Might as well get use out of it. And speaking of horseman fights, Wolv going to take on Pestilence himself here to finish off Caves 2. He'll wind up with that second cube of meat, adding on to the one that he already has, making Meat Boy's head, shooting out tears as well as blocking shots. That's okay, Tanner. Yep, single elimination come playoff time, that is correct. All right, so both in their depths one again, making up some very good time here as Wolv, as he is right on Jim's right on Jim's tears. Let me try that again. Right on Jim's tail. Jeez. See, Devil card would be a one-time doubling up of your damage. Wolv gonna hold on to that Joker card for now. Again, that can skip you right through your womb too, and will skip you right through the womb too. We've seen that come into play a lot tonight. And go figure, the one time where we're like, everybody kept asking all season, like, what about that first round? Can you skip the womb too? We've seen it a lot. Yes, you can. Ooh, and PhD yet again on Wolv's side. So with all the pills that he's taken so far, if any of those were bad, they've now become good. At worst, you're going to get nothing but neutral or good pills out of this, and it'll tell you what each one of them is, so no more unidentified pills on Wolv's side. That could really, really help out given the rules of this race. I don't even know about that, Chrono, but yeah, I know about the Splunky Racing League, which I believe is actually the name of the Twitch channel? Somebody will link it if not. Go ahead, by the way, and link that. But yeah, there is a Splunky Racing League as well, for that matter. Which reminds me, I just checked my YouTube messages like last night, so I caught a few other things that I need to respond to as well. And I swear to God, if you send me something on YouTube, I'll get back to you. I'm so bad. I'm terrible about YouTube, but I think they finally cleared my YouTube account, so we're going to see if everything monetized today or not. And if it did, awesome. YouTube will be back online, and we'll have all the races uploaded again. So let's see, Jim gonna have to replace, like I said, once you go back and find another space use item, replaces his unicorn horn, this time with Mom's Bra, which will give you 7 seconds? Again, correct me when I'm wrong on times and such, guys. But it'll give you a lot of time where you freeze enemies in place, and they can't spawn, they can't shoot at you. And there it is. Thank you, Lament. I was right. Holy crap. Haha. That was close. It was League Racing, not Racing League, so I was pretty close. I just, like, inverted 2 of the words, but there's a link for you. I was close. But yep, all sorts of cool stuff as far as games being raced. And again, Speedruns Live is another really phenomenal place to check out. If you guys are into any sort of game being raced, Speedruns Live is your place. I'm not joking. If you guys haven't checked them out yet, name a game. You'll find a race. It may not always happen at every hour of the day, but you'll find all sorts of games being raced on there. So definitely hit up Speedruns Live as well, because there's a lot of cool stuff going on here on Twitch. Holy crap, was it seriously? Wow, I didn't even know that. That's amazing. Holy crap. I didn't even realize that. That was really, really flattering. Like, seriously, wow. I can't believe I inspired something like that. That's really cool. But definitely check it out. And again, SRL. I just realized that, yeah, wow. I just realized that the acronym's the same on both of those. I meant Speedruns Live when I said SRL, not Splunky Racing League. Check both out, but I was referring to Speedruns when I said that. Wow, I just caught that. As soon as somebody abbreviated it, it all came into play for me, like, oh, I just said the same thing. Oh well. Yep, for anybody new to what's going on here in the playoffs, and again, this is a new rule here in Season 2. Last year, we only did this in the finals. But this year, real quick, let me go through this. We'll picking up some health up here with stem cells, also with a God Room. Oh, Miter, another banned item, so it'd be really nice to get a lot more blue heart spawn, but Wolv just keeps finding banned items in these God Rooms today. So just backfiring like crazy style on him. He's down to the depths too. Both in a Necropolis expansion version of the floor, both looking for one last item room and boss fight here. And again, getting back to what I was saying, excuse me again for the hiccup in there. What I was saying before, when you go into the playoffs here, whoever's got the better regular season record, therefore the better seeding in the playoffs, in this case, and all throughout the playoffs, whoever's on the right-hand side in these races, they're going to be the quote-unquote home team, if you will. They have the better regular season record. They get to choose what character they use and what rules apply to the race. So JimDrizzle got to choose rules on this one. And, as you can see right there, chose to race as Blue Baby, and you can see those 2 Imager links. He actually made up pictures actually detailing all the stuff that's banned. And it's a lot easier to go through that, quite honestly, to get all the rules off of it. But if you check out those 2 Imager links, you'll see exactly what Jim set up for this. If you tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern again on both of the races. And again, whoever's got the higher seed gets to choose the rules for each of those races. So New York Video Game Freak and Wolv21 tomorrow night get to choose what we do. Oh, both pausing up for a quick second here. Looks like Jim has to AFK for a quick second because I can tell by his camera moving, so bear with us one quick second. Real life getting in the way as always. Yep, we'll find out exactly who's going to race who in round number 2 of the NFC playoffs after this matchup. So depending on who wins here, round 2, okay, let me explain this too, seeing as we have time here while we're paused. If you guys look on BOILeR.org on the front page, you'll see the playoff bracket. Right now, it does not show the number 1 and number 2 seeds, both in the AFC and the NFC. So Cobalt Streak, Vendrith, iCasper, and Slackaholicus are all missing off of there right now because we don't know who they play. Jim's sitting right back down now, so we're off and running momentarily here. Give him a second or two, he'll unpause, and we'll be off and running. Again, best of luck, guys. But, like I was saying, excuse me again, sorry about that. We don't know who's actually going to play who in round number 2 until both of the matches in, respectively, the AFC and the NFC are done. What happens is, real quick, Wolf happened to pick up this box of items, so he has to take everything here. Well, doesn't have to take all the items, but he had to take that card, or had to take the box, rather, excuse me. But, like I was saying, basically, word's stupid, I'm being dumb. Where was I going with this thought now? I just completely spaced out. Oh my god. Oh man, so who's facing who? Basically, the lowest seed remaining, I hate explaining this because it's so confusing. The lowest seed remaining after tonight in the NFC is going to move on to face number 1 Slackaholicus. Right now, that's Mellowace. He's the number 5 seed in 1. If JimDrizzle wins, that means Mellowace faces Slackaholicus. If Wolv gets this next win, or one of the next 2, I should say, he'll be the 6th seed, the lowest seed possible in the playoffs. He'll face Slackaholicus, and that means that Mellowace, who won earlier tonight, would face iCasper. So the top seed gets the lowest remaining seed in round 2, and then the other person faces the other remaining seed, basically. Same thing in the AFC. So we're not going to know until the end of this race who faces who in the NFC, and we won't actually know tomorrow, most likely until both races are done, who both Cobalt Streak and Vendrith are going to face. So we'll update it at that point, because otherwise that playoff bracket gets confusing to draw, and we didn't want to go through all that effort. So basically, we're just going to update it at the end of tonight and after tomorrow once we know who actually is racing who. Yeah, we could have a lot of rematches next week. A lot of them. Ooh, very nice find on Jim's side. That, that Common Cold's going to add poison effect onto all of Jim's tiers now. So Pinky Eye, kinda, sorta pointless. I guess you have more chance at afflicting poison, though. So it could be worse. Yeah, oh, baby. And again, we got Wolf finding his last item room as well. Didn't really have to find it so much. Thankfully, he gets to replace his poop. He gets the Necronomicon. So he's going to be able to use death cards every 6 rooms. For all intents and purposes. It does about, I believe, 60 damage to everything in the room. Actually, I've screwed up numbers again. It's 40, isn't it? Alright, yet another sun card for a full map reveal, full compass reveal. Oh, jeez. So, real quick, Jim down again on the right side. Wow, to that slap. That was kind of sort of evil right there. So, back to the very beginning for JimDrizzle yet again. And, Magneto, that's just going to be a reset. Again, on the first floor, resets are going to be kind of common until you get something you want to start with. Alright, I can guarantee you Wolf ain't keeping that cursed skull. Indeed, he's not. He was just trying to pick up something else out of there. I was gonna say, like, wow, that's a hell of a decision if you take that with you. It could work, but man, that would be painful. Let's see, 2 of Spades gonna double up the amount of keys Wolf's holding on to. Really hoping for some soul hearts. Even 1 would do. Yeah, no. Oh, excuse me for the hiccups. God dang. Anyways, couple more rooms to clear here. Oh, wow. So that Joker card gonna take Wolf into his double deal. I think he meant that as space item instead of his Q there. But again, how about the Relic? Another banned item that would have spawned soul hearts every couple of rooms. So that one's banned in this race. There's what Wolf meant to do, was hit the death card. So he takes out all the mass, makes this room a lot easier. Ooh, Jim with a good start here. Again, if you find a space use item, gotta replace it. Finds the pinking shears and the poop, very easy to replace. Here you see pinking shears will cut your body off from the rest of, or your head from the rest of your body. Body runs around the room trying to damage anything it comes in contact with. And goes a little stupid apparently, even though one of them was standing still. Let's run to the other side of the room. What? That thing is dumb. Anyways, another follower. We got little Steve for homing tears. Same thing the Wolves got. And one more heart container is that half an eternal heart's going to turn into a blue heart for Jim. He's onto his second floor. Got Wolf just about to the last little bit here at Mom's Foot. Again, only at 2 hearts himself would really like to see something with some form of blue hearts. Magic 8 Ball could if that's a Hierophant. It's not though. Star's card would be a teleport normally into your item room. But in the Womb 2, there's no item room, so that becomes a random teleport. And wow, in this case moves Wolf 1 room over. Gee, thanks. Alright, yet again, Famine over on the right side, so let's get yet another frame, if you would. Eve's Birdfoot, yeah, we'll keep the Polaroid for Wolf. Again, if he gets hit, normally every time that would give him a 5-second damage shield, but everything down here hits you for a full heart of damage, meaning that would actually be the end of the run for Wolf. So he's gotta find some soul hearts here. I'm gonna hope he gets something. Rusted Key would be more key spawn chances. Do you risk taking that challenge room? That could be health, but it could be something totally worthless, and then not what you want to see. 3 enemies in a row in there. So we're gonna say no thanks, at least for now. Try to get out of this room if you can. See that arcade showing up on the wrong side. Wolf's the one that wants it. Aha! There's my proof. Any rock in the womb can actually be an item rock, and you only get 1 per room. But you see, Wolf actually found himself a second heart there. So he's got his boss fight. He's gonna try the same thing in this room to no avail. Let's see, what else does he have? Does he go looking for an arcade, maybe? What do you do here? Wow, gonna take Eve's Birdfoot, huh? Interesting. I guess he just wants to bomb out looking for more item rocks. Yeah, he does. Man, what do you do in this situation as Wolf? He's gonna go looking for something, isn't he? Alright, real easy money on Scatoli there for JimDrizzle, so all flies in the game, and from very early on, that's quite handy. But all flies in the game are going to be his friends. They'll never damage him. They'll be attracted to him. Wouldn't you be? Giggity. But again, they'll move right on towards him. They won't damage him, though, even if they touch him. He's on down to his caves where he gets an XL floor. Again, Wolf into his boss fight, going to fight Champion Death here. This can either be a real bro or a real hindrance, and again, with those poop socks, yeah, you're gonna get some item spawns, but usually they wind up being red hearts, and in this case, that would not help Wolf whatsoever. He is down to that 1 last heart remaining. You saw as he had hit that damage shield from Polaroid, but again, cannot be hit again, has just got the 1 heart left. Ooh, and Jim gonna have to get rid of those pinking shears. Deck of cards will replace him. So again, due to his rules, you have to replace every space use item as you come across a new one. So deck of cards, in this case being nice, gave him the Hierophant card for 2 soul heart increase. But again, now it's all about Wolf getting this fight done, because he's got 2 more floors to take care of after this. Really needs some soul hearts, though. Actually, yeah, you can get an arcade on the first of the 2 floors. It's happened plenty. So not wanting that 3rd cube of meat. Oh, that devil deal. Do you even bother? At best, that's Krampus, and you have to fight a mini-boss. I'm thinking no. And Wolf's going to agree, so on down to the Womb 2. Where can we find anything of value for Wolf? We need an arcade. Maybe a library would help. I wouldn't really argue a Book of Revelations is Wolf. But again, no stores, no item rooms, so what do you look for and where do you find it? He basically got to hope for an arcade at this point. More unidentified pills. Thankfully, this time they were range up. If those were bad trips, that was game over for Wolf. And again, you have to take unidentified pills in this run. Actually, he can't find bad pills. Duh. Kind of forgot he's got PhD and I'm a dip. Why did I think that was Jim's? So again, gonna try to explode all these rocks. Nothing good coming out of it. There's an arcade. Wolv just needs to get through this room. Hello, arcade, you sweet bastard. Oh, and it's the right type of arcade, too. Come on, Soul Hearts. Wolv needs you now. Oh, look at that. One. Ah, that's a good point. Hey, Jim, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Wolv passed on that third cube of meat. So again, this all may not even matter in a second here. Wolv actually passed on one of these passive items, which according to the rules, you can't do. So we'll see when Jim and Wolv actually pay attention to that one. That might be the moment where Wolv figured it out, because yeah, he passed that third cube of meat, so we'll see what Jim rolls on this one. Yep, there you go. So all the way back to the beginning on Wolv's side. That's the interesting part about the rolls. And it doesn't matter, Jim didn't use the Emperor card, did he? Because keep in mind, you can't tell what cards are when you're picking them up, guys. Alright, so Jim into the first of his two boss fights here. Let's see, does have an extra key, so we'll see. I'm thinking he may head back for that item room, although his cards have been turning out nice for him to this point. Already about halfway through this fight, working real slow on it though. Would love to find some damage here. Pentagram would be kind of nice for either of these two. We haven't seen one yet tonight, have we? Yeah, thinking about it, we haven't seen one pentagram. We've actually seen the Steven damage tumor. We haven't seen a pentagram yet tonight. Ooh, check this out. So that odd mushroom. So one more heart container, a little bit of damage increase, and Wolv's definitely going to be taking this one. So back over to his boss fight. And he'll be off and running with this new run. And where is that item room going to be for Jim? It's got to be over on the right-hand side somewhere. Because I don't see these rooms breaking off at the bottom anymore, so it's got to be to the right. Yet another champion famine. So again, let's all give a big, if you would. Alright, so the first cube of meats for Wolv. Ooh, Matchstick or Maggie's Faith. Interesting. So Maggie's Faith, definitely a good way to get... Wow, really? Definitely a good way to get some health up here. So we're going to take this with us on Jim's side. Wow, that was a hell of a setup on that XL floor. I would not have guessed that was the layout. Either way, again, Dead Sea Scrolls showed up, which is still one of our banned items, because that is one of the normal BOILeR banned items, and Jim wanted that in there. That's on rule number 4 if you see his race rolls. But again, normally would have had to replace his deck of cards with that, as it was another space use item, but being banned, and with the D6 being banned as well, can't do anything with banned items. So just have to flat out leave him behind in this case. Come on, Angie. Have yourself a good one. Man, if I could stop hacking up a 1. Jeez Louise. So everybody noticed this one again, right? Yeah, remember this? Remember this? $3 bill. So more troll and random effects, and this is one that scares us here, is that number 1 against boss fights. Thankfully a very easy one for Wolv here in Gemini. But again, number 1 against boss fights drops your range considerably, so if you don't have range up on your build and then you randomly get this effect, have fun face planting your boss. So thankfully that happened very early on, and hopefully that won't happen again to Wolv. But that $3 bill is a troll and a half, especially tonight. It has not been fun. And again, we got Jim dealing with this one turret in the center of the room, also these splitting spiders, and this is a headache of a room with those 2 orange fires that will also shoot at you, by the way. So all sorts of unidentified pills. We now have 3 orbitals on Wolv's side as he gets a lot of pretty flies. Other one being a bad trip pill. So again, normally, if you're anybody but the blue baby and you find a bad trip pill, not that terrible of a thing. Because if you get down to just 1 red heart remaining, that bad trip pill would turn into a full health pill. Problem with this is, you don't ever get that in effect with the blue baby, and that could have actually killed Wolv. So if he only had 1 heart remaining and he found that random pill, again, rules of this racer, you have to take all unidentified pills as soon as you see them. If that was a bad trip pill at a really bad timing, that could have ended Wolv's run just by a rule. So we do have some very, very interesting rules going on with this one. And it has really, really been coming into effect, both of these 2. Wolv just had to reset because he skipped on what would normally be a skippable item, that 3rd cube of meat. But none of us realized it at the time. It's just such a force of habit that he actually went on to the next floor without it, and you can't skip passive items. So again, had to reset just because of that one. We've seen some trolling happen, and again, the person that set the rules tonight hasn't won a single round within matches yet. So keep that in mind. So far, the rules have haunted our racers. Oh, cancer the tick. Yeah, this is Jim gonna try to keep that tick as far away as he can. This may get kinda hard to keep gambling with. But that's exactly why he's doing it, is that heart right there. Again, he had Maggie's Faith coming into this floor. You can see that under the tick. And again, as he got down to the floor, that gave him the 1/2 white Eternal heart, which will become a full blue heart container for him as he gets to the next floor. That luck foot, man. Thankfully, Jim's got himself another way in here finally, so this makes it a lot easier to finish off gambling. And what else do we got? Oh, come on, Comcast. Don't be doing this to me again. There you go. So more Wheel of Fortune. More gambling if you wanted it. See, that world card's going with Jim, I'd imagine. And indeed it will. So keeping the burnt penny for the time being gives him more chance of bomb spawns as he picks up coins. See, the music was so epic, it damn near broke my internet. For all of about 2 seconds, and then it caught on. Like, oh, it's just Jules. I can handle this epic. Not by much. Ooh! There go the cards on Jim's side as he's into his secret room, and Dad's key's in there. Not a bad find, though. Every 2 rooms, that's going to force open any door, as long as there's enemies in your room. Oh, my. As long as there's enemies active, like in Wolv's room, he could force open that boss fight room with Dad's key. He could also force open the one on the left. But again, only doors that would open after combat are affected by this. So, if you're in a boss fight, for example, and you use it while the boss is alive, you can force open a God Room or Devil Deal, perhaps. Whichever one exists, you're going to force that open. Oh, Jim not even going to bother with his, there we go, that's what I was expecting him to do. So, Jim had picked up Blood of the Martyr in his last item room, or second to last, I should say. That gave him a nice damage up on his tiers. Now he's going to take his, Cancer, double up his fire rate. He's on to his first boss here in the depths. And again, he's got that world card in tow for a full map and compass reveal whenever he uses it. And there's that Pinking Shears doing some nice work for Wolv as it cuts your body off and lets that run around doing some damage. And Jim not even going to bother here, trying to open up a God Room or Devil Deal. We'll just see if he happens to get one. Again, down to his caves too. Wolv playing some quick catch-up here. Jim's got that 2-floor full advantage right now, though, looking to tie this up in 1. Oh god, that room. I hate these rooms. Yeah, full card for Wolv. He's going to pop right back to his intro room of the floor. So there's that second Eternal Heart that actually made the full blue soul heart container. Well, container, it's just a blue soul heart. Whatever. Made the blue heart for Jim right off the bat there. Doesn't even have to worry about going to the next floor. Would have had it anyways. Again, keep in mind, Jim has Scatoli, so none of these flies are ever going to take a pop shot at him. They're just going to run right into his orbital and die off. The only thing you have to fear is those bomb flies that you see on his left and now up to the top on the right of his. So nothing scary. Clears that out. We got a store for Jim. Again, that would not be force spawned open with Dad's key. You would have to use a normal key on that. Wow. Got lucky there. But wouldn't have to do anything about this. New pills. Found pills in Atom. Does absolutely nothing but a cosmetic effect. And finding his item room immediately. Again, that would not open with Dad's key either. You'd have to use a normal key on it anyways. Just the room on the top and the right would open with it. Alright, World card, very handy. Joker card, probably handier. And how about Telepills as well for Jim? My god, that room. So Jim's going to back out of here, head up towards that boss fight at the top right of his map. Again, Joker card, along with, he had Dad's key originally, had to replace that, though, with Telepathy for Dummies. I always want to call that Book of Telepathy for some reason. That's going to give him Homing Tears, whatever room he uses it in, on a 2-room recharge. So maybe we get something better in the... no such luck. Time Chime, though. Thank you. So more money in that secret room, but Jim really would like to find a way to replace that Telepathy for Dummies. That is not going to be so useful for him. Again, Jim can basically stand still in here. None of those flies will ever do any damage. You see him actually hitting Meat Boy and dying. Just have to fear those bomb flies. Those don't count with Scatoli. Not really shocked by that either, but those don't count. So let's see, Sun card for Wolv. Just like that World card would be a full map reveal, along with normally a full red heart container heal. Although obviously in this case, that's really kind of moot. Also damages everything in the room, I believe, for 100. Alright, one more heart container for Wolv. He'll be on down to the depths. On the right-hand side, finishing off his depths is JimDrizzle, as he's fighting Red Mom's foot. And again, he'll stand down by the doorway, just let her arm try to do all the work in this room. Every now and then, one of those eyeballs will open up and actually take a pot shot at him. But nothing too scary, he'll just let that arm, like I said, pop on out, stand where he can't get hit, and let the orbital and his tears do all this work. Doesn't even have to dodge. Wow, that was a cheap shot at the end by Mom's foot, but whatever. A little bit of fire rate increase. Again, he is going to drop out Cancer there to take the Polaroid, a very, very overpowered item with Blue Baby. Polaroid, again, if you're under a red heart, so if you get down to half a red heart or less, every time you get hit, you get a 5-second damage shield. And I emphasize or less, because as you notice, neither racer can ever have a red heart, meaning every time you get hit, you get this. And there's no cap on damage, by the way. We proved that in the Mythbusters show. Because I did a damage with one of my tiers was up around, I think, 3,700 and some odd, and I hadn't gotten it anywhere near to the point where I was tired enough of just spamming the Razor Blade. But there's no cap on damage. But yeah, I think I literally, unless we forgot something, I gave myself every damage up item and then proceeded to also hit the Razor Blade over and over and over and over again, doubling up my damage each time. So it got pretty disgustingly overpowered pretty quickly. Yeah, I'll be real honest. Given the rules that Jim put forward, and again, he had trollier rules to begin with. He actually kind of eased off of them a little bit, for lack of a better term. Not at my request or anything. He's just like, yeah, you know what? I decided on this instead. Like, all right, I see. A little scared of that one, were you? But he made some real trolling rules at the beginning, too. So he made this a little bit easier, believe it or not. But yeah, I expect a lot of deaths in this run. And we've had them, so I expected it. Ooh, dead dove now. So the second cube of meat there for Wolv. Again, if he finds the third, this time he's going to take it. But, going to use the sun card, full map reveal, and compass. Oh, jeez. Everything's on the opposite side of the floor, so it looks like we're going... Oh, he doesn't have any more bombs. Never mind. But again, also got a God Room. Finally gets to take an item out of it, does Wolv. Gets a dead dove, so Spirit of the Fraud, if you will. Yeah, dead fraud. But again, he's going to get Flying and Spectral Tier ability, so always a handy thing to be able to fly. And again, as you can, well, not as you can see, we don't have the map reveal over on the left side, but there are no item rooms and no stores in the womb. So JimDrizzle on to his first boss fight here in the womb. Gonna take on Triachnid. And again, not really that frightening of a boss, just gotta know about the patterns here and how many legs he's got. With that damage shield as well, you'll see Jim just walk right into the center, contact damage off of his orbital. Gonna take Squeezy 2 more soul hearts, thank you, including more fire rate. And moving right on down to the womb too, again, Jim with a Joker card in hand. Bloop. Into his Devil Deal. Oh, look at that. Guaranteed way down to Shale. What do you know? So heading right down to Shale. Forget Mom's Heart. We don't need this thing. Jim gonna look to tie this up in one. Just has to find Satan's fight and get a little bit of revenge extracted for earlier. Your 5th bowl of popcorn, oh my god. Dude, I should have gotten more for this. I didn't plan ahead and I'm out of popcorn. I've not planned well for this event. Tisk tisk crumps. This one will definitely end good here too. Woo! Taking out that last bit of the Fallen, I guess you can still call him technically here. But taking out that last bit right before Brimstone actually got to hit him was JimDrizzle. He got kinda lucky there. Ooh, though not lucky in a nasty dead end room. I may use one of the 14 bombs to get right back out of here if I could. Jim gonna kill this off, though, it looks like. I don't want to be in this room at all. No, thank you. Especially knowing he doesn't have to come back. I would have just bombed right out of here. Forget my bombs. Although, again, doing a really great job of this one. Hey, cat, that's a headphone cable, and I'm gonna tell you no. Again, Wolv making up that time. He's already into Mom's foot himself. He's got those pinking shears still. Just the one heart himself. Cat? No. Not telling you again. No. Not 5 seconds from now when I look away. No. Ooh, and Wolv down, so he's back to the beginning on his side again. And again, that leaves Jim a rather large advantage here. It's all about getting through Shale, and again, this is not the easiest floor by any means. Alright, Shoop to Whoop would have to replace Poop, although, wow, I made that rhyme. Although Wolv's going to wind up resetting this one. And Celtic Cross, rather odd one, would give you a 33% chance that if you do get hit, that you get that 5-second Polaroid damage shield. But again, only that 1 out of 3 chance. Kinda not worth taking, so Wolv gonna reset yet again. There is that damage shield we were talking about, so technically Jim's still invincible. And as soon as you leave the room, that would have disappeared anyways. So the real fun is keeping that Mimic away where it can't shoot you, doing a really good job as Jim. And again, it takes on your range ability as well. So let's see, Monstro's Tooth actually going to be the new starting item here on Wolv's side. That'll summon Monstro down out of the sky to land on and damage anything. Go! I'm not telling you again, Cat. Alright, all sorts of pills and oh goddamn, really? Again? So again, Wolv finding himself telepills very early on here, but again, because of the rules that Jim said, rule number 3 is that you have to take all unidentified pills as soon as you see them. So Wolv actually teleported into his store. He saw the notch pickaxe. Normally, again, A, if he had enough money for it, and B, if he wanted to, Wolv could have bought that. In the stores and devil deals, it's up to the racers, so the rules are basically out of play in there, except for what is banned. And, ooh, Wolv getting himself cornered slightly there. Yeah, that wasn't where you wanted to actually fire that, that poison off. But where is the Satan fight on Jim's side? He would love to get through this with all the soul hearts he still has remaining. You know, this is a bit of a trolling room as it's real hard to line this up. There we go. Alright, Hangman's gonna allow Jim to fly whatever room he uses it in. And he's already used those pills, so he knows what it is already. He's perfectly okay to leave those behind. Here's Telepathy for Dummies, gonna give him homing effect on his tears for this room. And again, that'll recharge in 2 more. That's that damn Curse of the Lost on the on Shale of all places, so extra rooms are added onto this floor for Jim, and that's why you're seeing this take a while. Now decision time, down or right? Yeah, it's a dead end. So, to the right, I think we know the answer now. Alright, Jim gonna get himself out here if he can. There you go, thank you very much to the enemy. And that's how to utilize a Poop Sock Bomb. So we'll keep going to the right. This has gotta be the correct path for Jim. And again, make that 2.5 hearts. I was just about to say 3.5 hearts. We're getting risky. Oh god, this room. No thanks. Oh, make that 1.5 hearts, and this is getting really, really sketchy now. Alright, Wiggle Worm on Wolf's side. Again, if it's a passive item, you gotta take it. Same thing with the space uses. So now he's got Wiggle Worm effect on his tears, and you see that somewhat of an S pattern that they fire out in. Makes it a little hard to line stuff up, but can actually help you to a certain extent in some rooms. Wow, to this. There we go. Oh my god. So Brimstone Eyes in that last room for JimDrizzle. Oh god, make that half a red heart, or half a blue heart, excuse me. Oh, nowhere to heal. What do you do? Oh my god. Jim has got to find something, but what can you find in hell? Wow, to this. There is nothing out on this map. He's going to go look for, I don't blame him, he's got to look for an arcade or something here. Something. Friends till the end are going to be a little bit more damage on a few flies, and only 3 of them, so it'll help out a little bit, but if he gets too close to that, or in the center against the statue, I should say, they'll hit those immediately. But here we go, nothing else on the floor. Jim's going to do this, so looking to tie this up in 1. He's on into his devil fight. We got Wolv taken out. Oh, now he's going to have to replace Monstrous Tooth with Tammy's Head. Very early find for that. But again, that'll fire out in all 8 directions, once per room. Ooh, I thought that was actually going to not split there. Oh god, remember, Jim cannot be hit whatsoever, so he's got to make sure to stay way away from that poop sock. Wow, that got close. Thank you, Brimstone, for killing off that other enemy. Whew. We've seen Jim do this a few times tonight. Oh god, he got caught against the statue. Oh. So JimDrizzle against the statue, and the statue wins it. Ouch. So all the way back to the beginning on Jim's side. Again, Wolv is not that far ahead right now in Caves 1, though just about done with this floor. He's got this room coming up and 1 more to clear. We'll see what his boss fight is. Alright, so Wolv's finished off. Once again, as Caves 1, getting another Curse of Darkness here, so absolutely nothing on his minimap. There you see that oh-so-interesting Tammy's Head. It's got wiggle worm effect on it, too, and it clumps 2 shots together. Makes that a lot of fun. Real good starting item now. Jim's off and running with this new one. He's got quad shot on the right side. So again, now 4 shots in place of where he used to just have the 1. And uh-oh, again, not that far behind Wolv, keep in mind. Very small floors here. And again, you see Tammy's Head going to help Wolv out immensely. There's a real big help as well with 1 more soul heart for him. And again, Jim on down to his 2nd floor. Wolv really just now, we'll call it a floor and a half ahead, as he's not found much here on this Caves 2. Have a good one, Natty. Take care. Yeah, keep in mind, every single week up until now, for the first 17 weeks of the regular season, I was averaging 12 to 15 hours a day for 4 days a week on this. So if you really think that doing a little bit longer on one race, especially when it's a good race in the playoffs where one person doesn't get to continue on anymore, I'm not going to complain about, like, anything like, oh, God forbid, it's been an hour. Ooh. It's more free entertainment and more good racing. I could care less. I'm having a good time on my Saturday night, so it can take as long as it wants to. We can go 3 full games where it's just non-stop trolling deaths, and I'm going to have a smile on my face the entire time because I've been waiting for this all year, and it can take as long as it wants to. That's my opinion. It can take as long as it dang well wants to. Alright, Abel again showing up tonight, so not really so much of a follower as a exact oppositer, if you will. But again, everything that you do, it does the exact opposite. Move left, it moves right. Shoot left, it shoots right. So on and so forth. Hey, what's up, Bloppy? How you doing? Well, like I said, I mean, like, these are good friends of mine, too, so I get to hang out on a Saturday night with a bunch of my good friends, including all of you guys, so... Oh no, tough life for me. I believe we call those definite first world problems. You're never going to hear me complain about that. I'm having a dang good time with this, so it can take as long as it wants to. What's up, Campbell? How you doing this evening? So yet another Justice card, one of everything, including that one really useless red heart on Wolv's side. Again, the fun part of Blue Baby, you're not getting any red heart containers or able to pick any of those red hearts up. That's a reason. Damn right, Flutter. Damn right you are. I consider everybody in here my friend. Like, we're all hanging out on my couch, basically, on a Saturday night right now, watching people play Binding of Isaac. I wouldn't invite many people into my house, and y'all are part of that grouping, so I'd consider you friends. That's my opinion to it. Yeah, that is one gigantic couch. It's like King Foom said, I think he quoted it best on his channel, where it's like, it's basically like y'all coming and hanging out on my couch, except you don't drink my beer, you don't steal my stash, and you don't hit on my girl. So it works out well. We all have a good time and we go our separate ways. It works out well. How's up, Rainbow? How you doing? Oh, that's why I love King Foom. That was the first thing I read on Twitch. Like, that was one of the first channels I went to was his, and I saw that in the description, like, I'm gonna get along great with people here. Like, that's when I knew Foom would be a good man to hang out with. Alright, another health container there for Wolv. He's finished off his caves too. He's going to move on down to the depths. You see that red patch is enacted over on JimDrizzle's side. He's got himself a god room, another health container himself at the end of his caves 1. Let's see, that red patch enacted, by the way, gave him damage up for the room. Wow. He banned the relic because he didn't want to see a bunch of soul hearts, and it's shown up, I think, every single race so far between these two. So, yet again, another banned item. I'd say let's see those no relics, but yeah, we're doing this on the fly. We don't have those emotes. That's right, Robot. You put my beer back, sir. Kidding. You're more than welcome to the beer. I don't even drink, so. Alright, let's get a judgy please over on Wolv's side. That'll make up for the no relic, right? Totally. Anyways, red patch enacted again. Gives you a chance that if you take damage, you get a damage increase. Jim, again, no choice but to take this. Wolv didn't have any choice but to take that health up. Neither are going to complain, though. Excuse me, again, terribly sorry about that. So, Super Bandage on Jim's side would normally give you 1 health container, red, and 2 soul hearts, but again, you don't get red health in this situation. Still more health up for Jim, and he had no choice but to take it by the rules that he set. Again, all passive and space use items have to be picked up if you see them. Hey, 5 cents for a soul heart, it seems legit. That's about the price you normally pay in a store. It seems legit enough. By the way, here's a real fun, depending on when you use Mom's pad to actually freeze everything in place. You notice the glitchy spawns. It's good times. By the way, those rubber band back to where they started at. So be very careful if they do move. Don't occupy the space that they started in. Just warning you right now, I paid the price for that far too often. Alright, there's that item room showing up on Wolves, and again, he's got a Depths XL. You can tell by all the rooms combined together side by side. He's got those 4, well, actually, technically 6 side by side, moot point, with the one in the center there at the bottom that he hasn't actually opened yet. So there's the first of his 2 item rooms. Oh, speaking of those banned items, blue candle. So many nice blue things on the screen, but yet another banned item by JimDrizzle, so cannot be picked up, and that's why you saw Jim buy the soul heart, not go looking for more money there. That one is banned, sadly, in this run, so no carry items like Mom's Knife, Brimstone, or that blue candle are allowed. And again, if you guys haven't seen these rules yet, let me give you a link here. Jim made a very nice picture for us. Actually, 2 of them. If you go to those imager links, you'll be able to see the exact rule set that Jim made for this. Had them no candles. And so many tears. Again, Jim, speaking of all those hearts that he's got, with that extra one's now up to 10 heart containers on his side. And again, still early on to call that a very nice health build, but it's pretty darn nice. I wouldn't mind having that, let alone more, nor would Wolv, as he's down to 2 on his side. And that sun card is a full map reveal, not going to help Jim on this floor. You can never overwrite those Curse of Darknesses. Any curse for that matter. You're never going to get rid of a Curse of the Lost, obviously, either, or a Curse of the Labyrinth. There's obviously no real way. But, moot point, never going to get rid of this Curse of Darkness, so Jim will hang on to that map reveal for later with that sun card. And that Wiggle Worm is really coming back to bite Wolv. Again, he's holding on to the Razor Blade now, which he could use to up his damage, but again, would injure you in the process, and not worth that risk. Here's that second item room for him. And again, the last of them, Mr. Mega yet again, so 5 more bombs, doubling the damage of his bombs from here on out. So let's do a little bit of gambling, see if we can't get another Soul Heart or 2. It's exactly what Wolv wants at this point. Alright, and again, having to take all your passive items, would have taken it anyways. Keep it 0 for piercing effects on JimDrizzle's squad shots. And there we go, Wolv has come across his 2 boss fights trying to finish off the depths here. He would really love some help. Jim would love some himself, even though he's got plenty, but you notice fighting Chad, and here comes the fun. Thankfully because of that bomb actually kept him from rubber banding. That worked out well. But either way, once again, it's Chad on a blue baby run, ladies and gentlemen. So yet another little Chad spawning red hearts every couple rooms that Jim clears out, which again, are totally useless. So he'll move on down to the depths. Let's see, no super secret on Wolv's side, so moving into his 2 back-to-back boss fights, we got Champion Champion War to start things off. If only I can name Horseman correctly, I'd be dangerous. And Wolv down to just that half a heart on his side, though. So it's all about staying away from these troll bombs. Okay, that worried me because I knew the one was going to get moved there, but wow, that got a little too close for comfort. And we're going to have the same issue here. Okay, just out of range of them, so about 25% of the way through. We're not wanting to stay on the screen for long. Woohoo! How did he dodge that? Wolv got lucky there. Ooh, but not so lucky on that one, so Wolv down and back to the beginning again. The fun of blue baby runs. So well worth a key. JimDrizzle gonna pick up another half an Eternal Heart, which will become a full blue soul heart for him on the next floor, which he could get to very quickly as he's found his boss fight yet again. So let's see, Brother Bobby to start out Wolv's new run, and yet another immediate boss fight here. So again, you can see why he can make up so much time so quickly in the first few floors. And again, follower with base damage here is nothing too amazing, but hey, it's damage. Yep, gotta love that blue baby, man. It's brutal, man. You know how long it took me to get... Well, actually, hold on. Let me explain. The first time that I did a blue baby run was actually my first cast ever. And wound up glitching him out on one of the old versions where he was invincible, so I wound up killing off the devil the first time I saw him, too. So technically, I got my blue baby kills instantly. But after I did it legitimately, do you know how long it took me to get my blue baby kills done? Oh my god. I hate running as this character so much. Yep, Jen remembers it was 19 hours on my first cast. I just kept playing and playing and playing. I beat the game with every single character, and I think I unlocked all 10 kills on Mom's Heart in that one night. Pretty sure I did, and then I killed the devil the first time I ever saw him. That was good times. Alright, a little bit of range up for Jim as he's taking out the bloat. Got another God Room. And finally an item he gets to take, the Dead Dove. So he's going to get Flying and Spectral Tears as well, and he's going to move on down to depths too. That'll be, that half white heart is going to become a full blue heart for him. Even though it shows red, obviously you don't get those. So again, with the rules, every space use item has to be taken to replace the one you had previously. D20 is going to go with Wolv. That'll reroll items on the ground, such as bombs, keys, coins, hearts, cards, things of that nature, and other such. Excuse me again. Come on, Comcast. There we go. And with nothing else left here on the floor, Wolv into his Larry Jr. fight to finish off his basement. Come on back. There we go. Nice bomb placement. Alright, so 1 health container there. Well, 2 actually coming up for Wolv. He's also got himself a God Room. And be something decent. Oh, jeez. One of the normal banned items in the BOILeR, the Bible, would have given you a 1-hit kill on Mom's Heart and Mom's Foot. So again, that is still banned by Jim's rules. He's got all the normal BOILeR rules still in effect. Alright, no money to gamble with there for Wolv, so backing right on out of that free secret room he got. And Jim's still on the search for that last item room in Mom's Foot. What's up, Ben? How you doing, man? And there's a listing for you. Jim made up some really awesome pictures there to give you the race rolls. How you doing tonight, man? How's it, Marv? Good to see you guys. Alright, well, with those split-in spiders, man, do I hate those things. This is why I hate Catacombs versions of Caves floors. Let alone when you get an XL version, you get both of your Caves floors combined together into one. How in the hell did that shoot through there? I guess they get to shoot over those rocks. I never paid attention to this. Huh. That was kind of cheap on Jim's side, but alright. No idea how the heck that actually hit him. And again, though, finding his boss fight has a golden key as well to get into any locked item, or any locked doors or chest, I should say. So Jim is going to backtrack. Again, if you go into your Mom's Foot fight, I do that every time. 17 weeks in, 18 now, and I still screw that up daily. Either way, when you go into your Mom's Foot fight, you're trapped in there. So unless you have a way to teleport out, you basically have to get everything done on the floor that you want done beforehand. And Jim's going to spend one more room here, as all he has to do is kill off this, so he'll get his last item room for this build. And we'll see if maybe he can't get something very useful here. Ugh, he has no choice but to take this one now, too. Again, Jim's rules mean you replace any space use item you have with a new one you found. So he's going to take that best friend bomb with him. Again, can be kinda glitchy. Can actually kill you depending on what happens. But, as you see, it's to be a one-time bomb use. Again, Jim just trying to find a secret room here. Might as well try the best friend and get your free one out of the way. Ah, we're racing through Shale, so you have to kill off Satan. And again, secret room providing nothing but a bunch of money. That is going to make going into that store worthwhile, though, for Jim. So let's see. He had no mini-boss on this map. Let's see if this doesn't, I'm assuming, greed. Oh, it's not. Wow. So double trinket spots now. Jim's going to buy Mom's purse. So 2 trinket spots, and he'll be able to keep that red patch after he kills off Mom's Foot and keep the Polaroid with him as well. So very, very good find, especially for the blue baby. You can get a lot of good combinations there. Because you really want that Polaroid no matter what. It's just a matter of what else you're going to take now. And like I said, Jim on into his mom's foot fight. Ooh, dealing with blue mom. So all the blue things today. So this time, nothing but expansion level enemies, like these jumping greed heads, those jumping spiders, splitting spiders, butt lickers. I know there's more and I can't think of what. We'll see them here. Those little spiders that come out of the splitters. Alright, 2 diamonds doubling up Wolv's money. This time he gets to gamble a little bit. And again, might as well, as he's got no trinkets, and you can definitely get some soul hearts out of here. And Jim gonna try to hang down by the doorway if he can. I may actually consider that sun card to do the rest of the damage in here. Although with flying and spectral tier ability, not the worst of the fights. You can just hang out in the center of the room and take care of it normally as well. But I may just go ahead and take care of this. I don't like Mom's foot fight at all, so I may just go ahead and pop it. I don't even care about the map reveals so much. I'd rather take less damage in here. So Wolv using that D20, you see all the stuff on the ground re-rolling, actually gets to explode that gambling machine as one of them turned into a troll bomb on him. Also going to take now missing page with a give or take 5% chance that if you get hit, you get a Necronomicon usage, so a death card could actually use in the room. And again, that'll instantly damage everything for, I believe, 40 or 60 damage, and I can't remember the number. And one more shot. There we go. Another health container. One more blue heart on the side as well. There's that second trinket, the Polaroid for Jim, and he'll be on down to the womb. In which we have another expansion version, the Utero. So again, he's just looking for a boss fight down here now. There's no stores, no item rooms to find. Well, then that first of 2 boss fights, yet to find either of his item rooms here, but there's another health container. Second boss fight here could finish off the caves for him. And again, now is the question, do you head back for his item rooms? And he's got a long way to travel to get anywhere near him if he does choose to do so. 5% and 40 damage. Thank you very much, Flutter. I thought I was correct, so I wasn't positive on both, but thank you, thank you. I guessed correctly. Yes. Love when that happens. Every now and then, I seem like I know what I'm talking about. So another health container, a devil deal. Oh, wow. Yeah, pretty much gotta be done. So the pact this time. Oh, yeah. Here's the fun part to that. I don't know if Wolv realized that was gonna kill him. Well, it did give him 2 soul hearts back, but he spent the 3 that he had, which insta-killed him, honestly. So even though it showed 2 hearts in his container up there, yeah, that insta-kills you. So back to the beginning. Again, if you had 3.5, he was safe. 3, that'll kill you every time. Doesn't matter if you get any soul hearts back or not with it. That's an insta-kill. Alright, so the 10 bombs, we're going to restart this one, almost no question. Oh, I've done that so many times where it's like, oh, cool, this is going to give me 2 soul hearts back. Oh yeah, but it's going to hit me for 3 in the first place. Son of a... I've done that far too often, or far more often than I'd like to admit. I'll be real honest here. I do that way too much. So let's see, 5 bombs this time with Bob's Curse and Poison Effect on them, which actually can come in very, very handy. And Wolv's going to take this instead of the 10 that he got last time without said Poison ability. And there you notice he's got that green cloud coming off of any bombs that he drops now. And again, that will very, very much help against boss fights. So I like his choice there. Doesn't seem like, you're thinking like, wow, he took half the bombs? Like, what the hell is he doing? Makes sense there with the poison damage, though. Also grabbing himself the left hand, now more chance of red chest spawns for Wolv. And again, he'll gladly take yet another item rock. There's that red chest we were talking about. So instead of locked chests, you're going to get red chests out of those from time to time. Oh, and I warned Wolv, too. I'm like, when you hear Jim's rules, you're probably going to want to cry. So far, it's been Jim that's wanted to cry, but this one's turning out better here in this round for him. So he's found his boss fight on Womb 1. See if we can't get that Secret Room as well. He's going to get rid of his use on, and I really don't blame him, on Best Friend. Wow, nothing but 2 troll bombs out of that red chest. Gee, thanks, game. So at least with the box of items, we get 1 of everything. Burnt Penny as Wolv picks up coins like Jim's doing. There would be a chance that each one of those spawned a bomb for him. Left hand's going to go with instead, and Wolv on down to his new 2nd floor. Jim again, heading straight on over to his Womb 1 boss fight. Oh, excuse me. And wow, Jim may be really, really upset now. Wolv's got Bloody Lust, which is one of Jim's favorite items if you've ever seen him on camera. He likes to wear that, well, I'd call it a bandana, but it's a tie, let's be honest. Either way, as you notice, Wolv's tears are getting redder and redder as he kills off enemies. Every 6 enemies every enemy you kill up to the first 6 per room. And again, it resets at the end of every room, but you get damage up for each one of those kills on your tiers. Alright, Wolv finding himself small rocks, so now damage increase permanently on his tiers. Also gets a fire rate increase and will walk slightly slower. Putting it on into his second boss fight. Blue Larry Jr. is going to get him at least one more heart container out of this. And, ooh, getting cheap shotted. I thought Jim was out of the way of that Conquest shot. Conquest really not being a pro here tonight. So let's see, White Pony has to replace that best friend bomb. Nice things in that devil deal, but things Jim can't really afford. So again, he's going to leave both of these behind. Head on down to his womb too. No, he doesn't clue. You guys got to read the rules on that page. This is why I'm saying, like, you guys aren't reading these whatsoever. The rules are constantly being posted. You guys have to read what Jim said on there. And again, there you go. Proof for that any of the red rocks in the womb. And again, just the one per room, but Jim just proved it to you there. Blew up a bunch of rocks in the center of that room. Actually got himself a soul heart out of one of them. So back up to 5.5 on his side. I almost did that math wrong. Crumps learned to count. There's 6 on each row. It's not this hard. Jeez. Anyways, there's that item room in Caves 1 showing up for Wolv. Yeah, let's see what we can't get out of this one. He's had some pretty good luck up to this point. And, wow, speaking of that good luck, 3 more soul hearts for him. Faith increase, so more chance at God rooms, and especially if you go into a store, you're probably going to find the Bible at this point on Wolv's side. But again, one of the banned items, he'd have to leave that behind. Either way, more chance of the God room showing up, and therefore a much easier way to get some free items. Lots of banned items in those too, so you do have to watch out. See, Jim had already taken those blue pills, so doesn't have to worry about that tier rate down again. Again, you just have to take unidentified pills when you first see them. Once you know what they are, up to you if you do or not. Ooh, how about double envy? Boy. So this will take a second or two. Thankfully, Jim can fly in as spectral tier, so it'll make it a heck of a lot easier. Still time consuming, but definitely safer this way. And sooner or later, even though that's a dead end, we'll make our way to the other side of Wolv's map. Oh, actually, it's got to be on the lower middle part. Wow, that's going to break down to the bottom, isn't it? That's a bizarre map again. There's so many envies, man. What's Jim trying to do? He's trying to clear a room he may have to go back through. And again, even if you sun carded in here, all it's going to do is split up everything as far as Envy goes. So it's not even worth sun carding. It just winds up splitting everything and making it a hell of a lot tougher on you. The easy way to deal with idiots. Welcome to subscriber-only chat. God, you kids get so butthurt about stuff. It's a free entertainment thing going on here. You're gonna complain about the amount of time in between ads that play because the race is taking too long. You complain if it goes too quickly. Complain if it takes too long when it's free. I think you're not entitled to that out of it. Just gonna point that out. So again, welcome to sub-only mode for the rest of the night, where only subscribers can talk, because kids gonna be kids on the internet. Andre, I'd direct you to your inbox here on Twitch, because if you ever do that again, you're banned. Again, I sent a message out to all my subscribers. Y'all can either follow those rules or I will ban you, just like I've done to others tonight. Again, you're not above anybody else. I hate to break it to you, but you're not. So let's all get back to the race here. Quit complaining about how long it takes, and literally just enjoy the free entertainment in the races. It can't be that tough, guys. Really can't. So again, Jim just about halfway through this mom's heart fight. Gonna move on down to Shale after this. And again, holding on to pretty decent amount of health here. Not exactly as much as you'd like, mind you, but anywhere around that one full bar of health, you're gonna be feeling slightly okay about your build going into Shale. And he's got that, excuse me, I almost said strength card. That sun card's gonna reveal the full map and compass to him as well. Thank you, Freeze. How you doing, man? Thank you. And again, if you guys are going to complain about how long the race takes, get about 2,500 people watching you, have the pressure of knowing that you win more money if you actually win the race, and then actually race with these rules. Enjoy. If you can get through that in anywhere under about an hour with all that pressure on you, I will give you a round of applause because I will pretty much guarantee you won't. So again, not knowing what those pills were, we got luck up on Jim's side. And again, he's got that one last room to clear out. We got Shale's last boss fight, Satan, on the other side of this door to the right-hand side. So he's going to look to tie this up in one apiece and force a game 3 if at all possible. Oh, man, is it raining again? It's pouring again. Awesome. No wonder my internet's been in and out tonight. I thought I heard rain. I did. Ah, Chicago. Don't like the weather? Wait 5 minutes. Don't like the weather? Wait another 5 minutes. It's going to keep changing. Anyways, Wolf's found his boss fight here for the Caves 2 as well. Gonna check out that curse room first as he's got plenty of health to do so. And again, no such luck in there. He'll move on into face Pestilence. He'll wind up with his first cube of meat, just like that fly. Gonna orbit around him. Again, it'll block shots, do damage to anything it comes in contact with. And that placement, perfect on that. So again, Best Friend's going to draw all enemies that it can that are nearby over to it before it explodes. And actually got Pestilence just within range there. So again, got to do a little bit of damage. Jim with that count to 6. He's into his Satan fight. It's phase number 1. Basically the Fallen. Wow, the second time on the same floor we saw the Bible for Wolf. So both in his store and in his God room, we see one of the banned items, the Bible. Ouch. That's painful. Danny, thank you very much, man. I always jump the gun on that, and they're probably not even back in here yet, but thank you as well, Danny. Alright, that 3.5 hearts. Jim making really, really good progress here as he's not even had these stop yet to Brimstone. There we go, both of them Brimstoning at once. You couldn't ask for a better setup there on Jim's side. Again, just about done with phase number 1. Still at those 3.5 soul hearts, with plenty of speed on that white pony. Again, has already used up his charge, so not going to be able to do that crack the sky usage. But I don't think he's going to cry too much about it, pun intended, as he's crying tears. There's that Polaroid. If he does get hit, you get 5 seconds of damage shield where you are invincible. So phase 2 just about coming up on the halfway mark here for Jim. Woo, almost got cornered by him too. That was a quick moving Satan. I don't think I've ever seen him do that. Well, that was bizarre. Well, that was weird. Sarah, how you doing? Alright, down to that last 30% or so for Jim in phase number 2. There's still one more very trolling section to this fight still to go, and Jim at 1.5 hearts now can only get hit once more. That Brimstone kinda trolled him there. That Jules music only gonna add to the moment here. So let's see, phase 2 down on Jim's side. One more phase. Let's get a judgy please for Wolf. He's down to 3 cents, hoping for something here. Come on, 2 of diamonds, back up to 4. Come on, judgy. You want to give him something. You want to give him something. Will it even matter, though? Jim doing a good job dodging here. Can only get hit the once, but he's already 25% of the way through the 3rd phase of the Devil, looking to tie this up in 1. Gonna keep those poop socks as far away from him as he can. Again, gonna try to just line up the foot here. Oh, down to half a heart. You won't see that 5 seconds of damage shield, but there you see. Now he's still invincible. Now that's gone. No more hits on Jim's side, so he has to be very, very cautious now. Halfway through phase 3. Come on, Jim. Ugh, it's dodging. I don't like this part of the fight. I don't like this part. Come on, Satan. Crush these things. Not Jim. I meant the poop socks. Away from him, by the way. Let me clarify. Oh, God, not there. Okay. So down to 25%. My God, my heart can't take this. Come on, Jim. My heart can't take this stuff anymore. Don't spawn another one. It knows it wants to. It's going to. One more hit. Come on, Jim. There it is. Wow. Clutch by Jim right there. And you get to see one of the devil endings. Wow. We are tied up at 1. Whew. So for those wondering, hour 56 minutes, by the way. That is a trolling set of rules that Jim has set up. But for the first time tonight, and on a very, very clutch run there on the devil fight, down to just that half a heart. But wow, wipe the sweat off your hands, sir. JimDrizzle, again, has tied this one up. We got round 3 coming up. The first win tonight for somebody that set their own rules.